Hi everyone, my name is Marisol Villarreal and I'm a multimedia journalist with the newsroom at UTRGV.
Hey vaqueros, it's Marisol Villarreal, a multimedia journalist with the newsroom at UTRGV. And thank you for watching this week's V's Up without Vicky. Don't forget to check out our beacons, which has a link to all of our social medias and websites. Dr. Silber urges everyone, not just faculty, to not use the pandemic as an excuse for being stagnant, but rather to continuously stay engaged and eager to learn as we continue to move forward, no matter where the classroom might be. And this is just one example of UTRGV's vaqueros making things happen during a crisis.
There are different reasons to bring awareness to this topic and to learn about the experiences of our LGBTQ+ community, especially communities of color. One of them, it's because they're more likely to experience violence and mental health adverse outcomes. The other one, it's because it's an incredibly resilient community and a community that has been fighting back and engaging in acts of resistance throughout history. So it's very important to talk about both things, the needs, but also the strengths of our communities.
You know, to service our students better, it's really important for us to be knowledgeable in all areas, and this is one area that we can never stop learning. It's growing exponentially. And so the community is constantly changing, and it's our job to be as knowledgeable as possible to service our students, you know, to the best of our ability.
LGBTQ+ individuals are part of our community, are part of South Texas, are part of the RGV, and that there are incredible organizations, grassroots organizations, nonprofit organizations in the Valley working for our LGBTQ+ communities. So reach out to these organizations, learn who it's working in our communities that maybe address the topics of the populations that you're serving, that maybe can lend you a hand when you need some advice and resources for even your family members. So get to know your community.
Three, two, one.
We have no measure of success other than their success, and that's true of UTRGV as a whole. The only measure of our success is the success of our students.
The goal of these collegiate highs is to provide a pathway for students in areas to ensure that when they come to UTRGV, that it's a seamless pathway.
I'm excited for the opportunity that we were given, and I think it's really cool that we're able to have this opportunity.
I'm excited, and I think it's super cool because not everyone gets this opportunity like we do.
I feel very excited. I think it's a great opportunity for all of us.
The main focus of the Collegiate Academy is to put children in a position to excel on pathways that are in high demand. And when you have a university like UTRGV and a school district like McAllen ISD working together, we're confident that we're going to put children in a position to excel, and that's what makes us excited.
It's a lot of love, but at the same time, you know, it's a lot of education and it's a lot of preparedness. All of our students will finish up with at least 2 years of college credits that'll be able to take, even if they don't decide they don't want to go to UTRGV, they want to go elsewhere, they'll be able to transfer those core credit hours with them, and that's going to be a great savings to the family.
UTRGV, in collaboration with the nonprofit Aid the Silent, the McAllen Regional School for the Deaf, the Disability Chamber of Commerce of the Rio Grande Valley, and A+ Audiology in Mission, helped 18 children and young adults from low-income families get fitted for and received hearing aids in early March of this year during a hearing aid pop-up clinic held at A+ Audiology in Mission.
There aren't enough audiologists down here in the Rio Grande Valley. And so we started a partnership along with the audiologists at A+ Audiology, Disability Chamber of Commerce, RGV, and essentially we wanted to simplify the process so these children could get hearing devices. So in the past, they were needing to travel outside of this area. So often they were referred to Corpus Christi, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, because these services were not available down here. So with this process now, we're able to essentially be efficient.
All resources were gathered to medically and audiologically evaluate the children and young adults who qualified. Dr. Jessica Stewart, assistant professor in the Communication Sciences and Disorders Department at UTRGV, said it is always important to get the resources you need when it comes to hearing, especially at a young age.
It is really important especially for children to get hearing devices as young as possible because most of the development of speech and language happens before the age of 7, and actually the majority happens before the age of 3. So when children can't adequately hear and they're not getting that input, it affects their ability to develop speech and language, and which ultimately impacts their ability to interact socially, academically. It affects all areas. So if we can get these children the hearing aids that they need before 7 or hopefully before 3, we can actually change the trajectory of their development for the rest of their lives.
Dr. Patty Roldan, owner and chief doctor at A+ Audiology in Mission, says the process to get hearing aids has been difficult. Families could wait months or longer before their loved one receives the hearing equipment they need.
We know there's a need, and it really is really heartbreaking when they're like, what do we do? And I'm like, I don't know.
But that wasn't the case at the pop-up clinic. The nonprofit Aid the Silent provided devices, volunteers, and a small setup, while A+ Audiology and UTRGV doctors Magayan and Stewart helped children, young adults, and their families get fitted for a new hearing aid device and learned about using it. Applications before the event were on a first-come, first-served basis, with applicants from across the valley, from Hidalgo, Star, and Cameron counties. The hearing aids the children received are meant to last for 5 years. However, depending on the family's insurance plan, they might have to keep their devices longer than 5 years until replacement is possible. Ears grow, so the younger the child, the more often an ear mold needs to be replaced. A teen and young adult we spoke to say they're thankful for their new hearing aids, and each has had some difficulties growing up.
Before, when I was small, I couldn't hear, and now that I'm older, well, now with the hearing aids, I am able to hear. When I was small, I wasn't able to hear. I couldn't work. I struggled a lot. I had to go see the doctor. Now that I have these new hearing aids, it's a lot better, now that I'm an adult.
Language development and being aware?
Yeah, whenever I was small, sometimes I would cry.
When I was little, I didn't have no hearing aids. I was just like a normal kid without hearing aids or whatever, just doing kid stuff. And later on time in elementary, I had hearing aids on. When I was born, the doctor did surgery on my ear. And the future, the doctors here told me that the moment I stopped growing, I could have surgery to reopen it and maybe just put the other piece of my ear like to match the other one.
Their advice for others who may be deaf or hard of hearing, especially children, is to not let your disability limit you on what you want to do and to always stay strong. The UTRGV Communication Sciences and Disorders Department will continue supporting the hard of hearing and deaf communities of the RGV, with plans to create an annual deaf and hard of hearing awareness walk in Edinburgh. Reporting for the newsroom at UTRGV, I'm Marisol Villarreal. Hey vaqueros, it's Marisol Villarreal, a multimedia journalist with the newsroom at UTRGV. And today we're at day 2 of the Breakfast Wrangler over here at the UTRGV Edinburgh lawn. And since finals week is right around the corner, we're asking students what music they like to listen to study.
My favorite music is to listen to Christian music. It really calms me down since I'm very anxious around this time because of finals, and that really helps me gets me going.
Lo-fi study beats, just chill songs. So like, I want to hear lyrics. It distract me, so I like to listen to the beats.
It's kind of different sometimes because I either jump from like just very like classic jazz, something smooth, or if I'm really trying to study, I know this is weird, but like I listen to like some really hard rock. Well, not really hard rock, but like just like classic rock, like AC/DC, Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, you know, like that kind of smooth rock.
If I'm going for something soft, maybe country. I listen to a lot of country. Blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton. Rock, and just pick any type of rock I like.
I listen to some Elvis, Daft Punk, Green Day, Coldplay. I love it. It helps me study because it keeps me hopeful. It gives me high hopes. It pumps you up, yeah. I don't like listening to something that's going to bring me down.
Thanks for watching, vaqueros. We hope you have an awesome finals week. And don't forget, if you are in need of some music to study to, we have a playlist on Spotify called Newsroom Beats. And don't forget to also follow us on social media.